Hello YouTube. I just thought I would do a full sharpening on my Takamura migaki gyuto. It's a stainless gyuto. It's sanmai with the softer jigane on the outside and the hagane harder cutting steel inside. It's powdered steel. It's R2 or SG2. It's the same steels. It's sharp, but I want to thin it a bit. If you see here, it got no problem cutting stuff, so I'm gonna just blunt it a few times on my trusty 400 Chaucera. I hate doing this, but yeah, so you can see it. I also does this when I do a full sharpening to ensure that I got the consistent edge without any, how do you say it, recurves, so it's flat. You can see here, yeah, that's dull. So I start by drawing a grid pattern as I showed you earlier. Just like that, and I always start by using a dressing stone. This is just an anima dressing stone 600 grit to make sure the stone is flat. I cut grooves in it so it don't sucks onto the stone and get stuck. I'm actually gonna leave some slurry on to help with cutting, so just wash a little off so it's easier to see. And this is the hardest stone to cut because the dressing stone is 600 grit and the stone I'm trying to flatten is 400, so it don't take much. There, that is all it takes. And these are splashing those stones, so I'm gonna thin it. I'm starting very low. I'm starting maybe down here. That's completely flat, just lifting so the spine don't make contact, so here we go. Now I'm using the entire length of the stone. I'm holding in a secure grip at a 45-degree angle. And these are splash and go stones, so I have not soaked them or anything, as you can actually damage the stones by soaking them. So just gonna see how that looks. It looks good. Change to the other side. And here we can't go there because the handle will hit. So you'll start perpendicular and then move to a 45. And I'm not using very much pressure. I'm firm on the stones, but I'm not bearing down here. You should not get tired by sharpening, so. And I'm moving my wrist very slightly, maybe between 1 to 2 degrees, just to convex it very, very slightly. I'm not sure if you can see this, but a slight hazing here. That's what I'm looking for to get uniform. You see, I always thin a little more at the tip, so. And I'm using similar pressure when I go edge trailing and edge leading. This is the most calming thing I can do in the entire world. It's like meditation for me. I'm lifting a little and I go to the tip also. And as you can see, the stone is getting black. That is not a stone, that's the metal getting removed. Still over. And I'm moving my fingers to where the pressure is at the heel, at the midsection. I'm moving it further up. You never want to do this because you tilt the knife here or get wobbly, so always have your fingers where you are sharpening. And there I got a very tiny burr. I hope you can hear this. I'm not sure if you can, but yeah. I'm just gonna do a couple lighter passes to make sure the burr is uniform. Yep, I'm flipping the knife and going the entire same process. And these stones don't need much water. Just a few drops here and there is all we need. And trust me, it isn't hard. I always say begin too low, so you don't hit the angle, because then you always are thinning your knives, and move up until you are hitting the angle when sharpening. And you can hear it. If I'm way here and if I'm way there, it's a difference. So. Not quite, but yeah, I'm getting there. Little more. And after a while you can do this pretty quick, but I beefed this up a little to show you that a knife can be sharp with a steeper angle, and I banged it on the plastic board, etc. to show you. So now I'm thinning it to make it more for normal precision use. It's taking its time on this stone, so I want a coarser stone, but I can't afford it yet, so I'm gonna buy one later. This is gonna be a long video, but stay with me and you'll see the entire process of making a knife very sharp. I got the burr, not here, but here. So I need to sharpen a little bit here. A little more. And that's a common thing. When a knife is from factory, it won't be perfect. You need to sharpen it a good couple of times to make sure here is uniform, the edge is uniform, etc. Just a little here at the curve. And do a few of these. To hit it at some different angles. And there we have it. Just gonna flip the burr a couple of times to make sure it's uniform. I've got the burr over the entire knife. Yep. And if you take it a little bit thin, you can always you can always beef up the edge. Say now I'm around 10 degrees on the stone. If the edge will fail and microchip or something, I can just beef up the very edge by putting a micro bevel, say 18-20 degrees micro bevel, and micro bevel, and it will hold up. So don't be afraid to thin the knives. Just don't thin them too much, don't lay them flat. So. That's, now I'm gonna use very light pressure. A little more than just the weight of the knife, just to get rid of the burr and make the edge more uniform. Just the weight of the knife now. I'm gonna show you in between each stone how sharp the knife gets. I always check in a good light to see if I can see some light reflecting. I can't, so I'm just gonna finish on this stone by stroking it very gently. Just the weight of the blade. And cut into a cork to cut the burr at the very edge. You can see that, the black stuff there. Yeah. I'm just gonna wipe it off. There. Just a few very light and I'm done with these stones. The other stones won't take nearly as long. I remember this is a 400 width, so there we have some flimsy magazine paper. We're gonna see no problems there. And that's what I'm telling you. You can get a sharp knife of any stones, at least the 400 stone. Of course, if you use 100, it would be harder. And now I'm just gonna repeat the steps to make sure it's flat. Now I'm gonna use my DMT course. As you see, this sucks onto the stone, so always wash the stone. That's that. The prep. Now I'm moving to the Shosera 1000. I'm just gonna wash it. The same here, draw a grid mark. And now I'm gonna use the Niagara. As this is 1000, I don't want so much coarse patches, so dip it. And you see this goes much quicker because the stone I'm using to cut with is coarser than the stone I'm cutting. So there, I'm just gonna leave the slurry now. I'm just gonna wash this to make sure it's not contaminating the next stone. There, and now I'm just gonna use nearly the weight of the knife and repeating the steps, cleaning up the edge. And now I'm not looking for a burr, I'm just alternating sides to make sure the burr stays as small as it can. Using just a tiny bit more than the weight of the blade, maybe a pound more or half a kilo or something. This stone you don't need much. And the Shosera stones, they are just silky smooth and give awesome feedback. So I'm guessing that would be enough. Cut off the burr. Yeah, there aren't any actually now. I'm surprised by this actually. Just gonna do a few gentle stropping motions to make sure the edge is clean. And I'm gonna show you the sharpness of 1,000 stone. I'm gonna take it all the way up to 5,000. I usually stop at 3 on this, but yeah, just to show you the difference. I can always touch it up on a 3,000 later. And it don't matter if you sharpen at 10 or 20, just as long as you keep that angle all the way. And don't use much force on the higher grit stones, because you are already done. You have already shaped the apex. You have already gotten the burr, removed that, gotten the burr. So now the burr does this. It just stands up straight and you cut it off. So just gonna wipe it off. Just to make sure. And actually 1,000 is, yeah, my favorite, because now if I cut into my thumb, it just sucks into the thumb. If I do the Murray Carter 3-finger test, god damn, that is scary. Yeah, we're gonna test it on some paper again. Yeah, I'm also gonna show you some couple of other tests, since we are on 1,000. I'm wetting the sponge here. I'm gonna do some fillet cuts. As you see, it easily cuts a sponge at 1,000 grit. I'm also gonna try something I have never tried of 1,000, just to show you, and then I'm not gonna cut anything more before 5,000. I got my infamous baking paper here, so we're gonna try. This is see-through. That's how thin it is. It snags a little, but there it goes. You see, it can do it. I could refine much more, but yeah, I'm moving to the next stone now. There, I'm just gonna flatten it again. Now I don't need a grid mark, as I haven't nearly sharpened, so that's plenty. Washing the stone, putting it up to dry, washing the nagura, and now 3,000. Just gonna, that's and this stone is gonna make it very clean, so I'm gonna strop more on this stone and make more sure that the edge gets cleaner and cleaner. So that all it took was that to flatten this. Now I'm just using the weight of the blade. Nothing more than the weight of the blade. maintaining the same pressure. It's actually a little bit hard because I feel it's sucking onto the stone because I'm so low. And you can hear the forskjell, I'm speaking Norwegian. You can hear the difference. So yeah, this is silky smooth. Now I'm gonna cut my cork again. Then just gonna stop. And now I'm stopping maybe 1 or 2 degrees higher to make sure I hit the very edge. Just using the weight of the blade. Nothing more. I won't crumble the edge by pushing hard. When you raise the angle a little after making the apex, make sure you absolutely use no pressure. Just the weight of the blade. It's plenty sharp. I'm gonna sheet a little and use this to clean it up. There, got the cork. Plenty clean. Got the sponge. Yeah. No problem. Just wipe it clean. Check the edge. Yeah, that's pretty damn clean. Just wipe and here. That was a wet spot, that wasn't the knife, so. And this crap again, I hate it, but yeah, it shows you. Yeah, it actually does cut it pretty easy. So, I'm just gonna flatten this. To make sure it's flat again, that's about all it needs. Moving to a 5000, and now I'm gonna see, this is actually just a few millimeters bigger. So there's no need to draw in it, because I know it's already pretty damn flat, so I'm just gonna create a little flurry with the 600. Wash it off. Yeah, that's good. So now I'm just gonna strop at maybe a 15 to make sure the edge holds up. And just the weight of the blade, nothing more. I'm also gonna finish on a leather strap I'm just showing you how sharp you can get them just with stones and nothing more. You see it easily cuts magazine paper at 400,000, etc. I could make it cut the baking paper too, but I'm not bothering since I do the cleaning on these higher stones. Checking the edge, I can feel if there are any spots. That seems very perfect. Just gonna do a couple more. There. Cutting a wet sponge again. As you see, yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna clean it up. Maybe there were some particles in that, so. And you can actually sharpen a knife by only doing this, only stropping motion. If you want, you can only go this way, like some Westerners do, like I think Bob Kramer does it that way, but it won't make nearly any difference. There, just gonna rinse it off. Just do a few like that. Dry it off. And now the big test. Have I screwed up or is the knife sharp? That feels pretty damn sharp. We're gonna try this again. It's very easy to cut the paper. It's effortless. Push cut. Yeah. You don't need more proof than that, but I'm gonna try this crap again. I really hate it, but yeah. It's so thin, so you need to slice all the way. But yeah, it does it. Actually hit on other side, so yeah, that's sharp. I don't know how well you can see that shine, but the edge is pretty damn shiny, so yeah, that looks plenty good. To show you with a dry piece of paper, just holding the blade. That's more than sharp for my use. I'm cutting food, I'm not shaving with it, I'm not standing cutting paper in the kitchen, but as you see, plenty sharp. If you got any questions about my sharpening, any videos you want me to do, if there's anything I've forgotten or something, just drop me a comment and yeah, ask. I won't bite. So, and I would appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up, press like, subscribe if you liked what you saw. Thank you. This is Knife Sharpening Norway, and bye.